Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Shorts, where today we're looking at this fabulous plant right here. Now, I'm actually holding the camera, so we're not as stabilized as normal, but that's irrelevant. The scientific name of this plant is Celosia argentea, Plumosa group. Now, its specific variety is dragon's breath, and I think you can guess why. I mean, look at it. Look at all of that red. You couldn't, I mean, even the band Simply Red couldn't come up with red better than this. Now, I mind you, this is a reshoot because this thing got fabulous real quick. But anyway, it is a celosia. Now, in case you don't know what those are in the grouping with coxcomb and all that stuff. They have these interesting little flowers, and we're going to get nice and close. Look at that. And these are little tiny flowers that are grouped together that look like one big flower. And you typically see them with a flame top, but dragon's breath looks like flames shooting out of the pot, and boy, does it ever. Now, it's in the Amaranthaceae family, which means it is related to edible amaranth. And, well, we'll get into the edibility in a moment. Anyway, the name Argentea means silvery. Celosia comes from an ancient Greek word, kulos, which means burning. And again, definitely can see that. It is native to tropical Africa, but is present in Asia. So it's not a native to the United States. But, I don't think I need to check your papers. Anyway, it is hardy in USDA zones 8 through 10. Woohoo! But it is considered pretty much an annual, effectively, because its chances of surviving the winter weather is not very good. Its soil pH preference is 6 through 7.5. Its exposure is full sun. Its height is 20 to 24 inches, which this one is definitely doing while looking fabulous. Its width is 14 to 16 inches, which, yeah, I could see that. And it's also known as silver coxcomb, plumed coxcomb, wool plants, and fox red. Now, I could see the fox red. Wool plants, I guess because of the fluffy inflorescence. The coxcomb names all make sense. Now, here's the interesting thing about edibility. The leaves and stems are edible, and you cook them like spinach. Mischief chewed on this one just a little bit. There's a chewed leaf over there. So, yeah, we know for a fact. Up, there's Caliente. Hey, Callie, what you doing? She's determined to get in this shot. Well, anyway, the plants start to die after the seeds form, so effectively biologically an annual. If you prevent the flowers from ever forming, then they shouldn't have the death reflex or the death response. Now, celosias themselves are a traditional vegetable in Central and West Africa, though I imagine those varieties look very different. The Swahili name for this plant is Mafunga. Now, I'm probably mispronouncing that, so if any of you out there speak Swahili, please give me a pronunciation key. I couldn't find one, and boy, did I look. Now, coxcomb plants are what happens when a plant has a state of abnormal growth called fasciation, or cresting. Now, that's not to be confused with fascinating, which it certainly is. Fasciation is when the growth point that eventually forms the flower is mutated a little bit, and it sort of grows horizontally rather than vertically. You'll see this in caterpillar plants, the cacti, where there's a ridge on the top and the plant just gets weird and lumpy and undulated. Yeah, we call those monstrose cactus, but it's basically the same concept. So, that's Dragon's Breath Celosia for you, and hoo boy. I got a few of these this year as cell pack plants, and I was like, how flamey could it look? Well, well, amazing. So, again, that's all I have for you today. If you like this episode, please hit like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts about growing Celosia, coxcomb, that whole grouping, please put those in the comments section. And additionally, in the description for this video, you will find a link to the Forage blog with all kinds of forage goodies. We did a couple interesting things. We had a few plants that you can't eat in there. So check that out when you have a moment. And as always, folks, keep them growing, and thanks for watching.